Okay, mate. I'm under arrest. Sorry, what for?
Time. Suspicion of driving, no insurance, no license.
Right, get a camera on me. Here, take that.
If you...
In this episode, a routine traffic stop spirals into a full-blown power trip by an out-of-control sergeant. The driver is stopped over an alleged mismatch between the car's paint color and police records. When the driver explains that he can provide all required details without fully lowering the window, the sergeant produces a baton and threatens to smash the glass. Even after the driver complies, the sergeant states that he will find something to ticket him for. When that fails, he escalates the situation to an arrest. With crime badge and a solicitor involved, the case is pushed all the way to court, forcing the sergeant into something officers never want to face: formal legal scrutiny.
Please do not touch my car!
If you don't open the door, I'm going to smash it.
What for?
Because it comes back to a black Merc and I want to make sure your docs are all in order.
It's not a Mercedes!
Pardon?
It's not a Merc!
Black Jaguar, it comes back to. Now, open
It is black! Look at the roof! Yeah. The law states that this is supposed, you have to, if you change over 1 quarter of your car, what are you doing, mate?
If you don't open the window and shut the car off now and do as you're told.
The car is shut off? Why you got a baton out?
Count to 3. 1.
Why have you got...
You're being video and audio recorded.
Alright, fair enough. There's no need for the baton.
There is, because you're not doing as you're told. You're going to be yourself lifted to check your documents, because at this minute in time, I don't think you've got any.
I haven't got any on me.
It's offence. It's road traffic act. You're not doing as you're told. Now wind the window down and pass me your driving licence. Do as you're told.
I don't have my driving licence on me.
Then there'll be no damage, will there?
I don't have my driving licence on me.
Tell me how and what it should be done.
Right, the car doesn't need to be changed colour because it's not been 100% changed. If you look at the roof, it is still black.
Right, well I don't know that, do I?
Well, you're the police officer, mate. You're supposed to know that.
You'll get a ticket for something.
UK vehicle law does not require records to be updated for minor or partial color changes. The obligation only applies when the vehicle's primary color changes. That's why the driver points out that the roof is still black. The dominant color of the car has not changed, so there is nothing to amend on the system. This isn't a loophole. It's standard guidance reflected in DVLA policy. What makes the baton threat so outrageous is the complete absence of urgency. The driver is stationary, calm, compliant, and clearly explaining the situation. There is no refusal to provide details, no attempt to flee, and no developing safety concern. The baton appears not because the law demands action, but because the sergeant wants immediate submission to his own interpretation of the rules.
Sorry?
Well, if that's it, you're...
So, wait, sorry, you're finding something to ticket me for?
What you're saying to me is, I'm a police officer, I should know everything. When it's pitch black, right, for start off with, I'm stopping your car because it's coming back as a black... whatever it is.
Right.
You're not doing as you're told, therefore I'm going to get the situation safe by getting the keys and getting you out of the car and getting you in handcuffs. It's as simple as that, and you're going to be arrested for driving
well,
matters,
this is my vehicle.
Insurance and no licence.
This is my vehicle.
Right, well then do as you're told.
Right, there's no need to be so aggressive.
No, I'm being aggressive because you're not doing as you're told, and I don't know whether you're going to try and floor it out of here and run me down, etc, etc.
I ain't getting out of there.
You're turning a simple traffic stop into a big issue. You're going to get yourself arrested in a second for obstructing police and for driving matters. Do you understand? If you don't do as you're told. Now I'm asking you, open the door and get out so I can confirm who you are or show me some identification.
I can confirm who I am from here, thank you.
As per...
With the way you've been...
As per the road traffic law, you're meant to produce your driving licence and insurance to me. Why have you got an attitude towards us and saying you can't do this and you can't do that?
Saying he's going to find something to ticket the driver for isn't a slip of the tongue. It's an admission that enforcement has turned into punishment. From that moment on, everything that follows is compromised. The threat, do as you're told or you'll be arrested for obstructing police, isn't a lawful instruction. It's coercion. Obstruction doesn't exist simply because an officer dislikes the pace or manner of cooperation. The road traffic justification doesn't save him either. Under UK law, a driver is required to produce their license and insurance, not to physically exit their vehicle on demand. If those documents aren't immediately available, the law explicitly allows them to be produced later at a police station.
Well, you're coming at me with a baton. First of all, you don't need to be so aggressive. Why do I need to open the door? You can confirm who I am from outside the car.
The situation safe and the car switched off.
The car is being switched off as soon as you got here, mate. As soon as I pulled up, I turned the car off.
I didn't know that, did I? I didn't know that, did I?
Did you not hear the diesel engine?
I didn't hear that, did I? You're being argumentative, like I've just said to you. You are turning a simple traffic stop into something more complicated. I'm stopping you because your vehicle comes back as a black vehicle. At this minute in time, all I can see is blue. If I can bottom that out, I can bottom that out. I'm the sergeant from the no excuse team. You can see the blue lights. You've been ordered to stop. You're not abiding by the road traffic law.
I've stopped and I've put my keys up here, as you can see. My car is stopped.
Right, open the door because I want to have a look at the tint on the windows. Open the door, I want to have a look at the tint of the windows.
Well,
thank you. So it's not too difficult, is it? It's not too difficult, was it?
The safety excuse collapses the moment basic observation is applied. The engine is audibly off. The vehicle isn't moving. The keys aren't even in the ignition. Safety checks exist to resolve uncertainty. Once that uncertainty is gone, the justification disappears with it. The sergeant isn't responding to risk. He's ignoring clear indicators because they don't deliver the outcome he wants. What exposes this completely is the sudden pivot to window tint. It wasn't an issue 5 minutes earlier because it wasn't real. It only appears once the safety narrative fails. Window tint does not require a door to be open on the spot, and it certainly doesn't override the absence of any offense or risk. This is escalation by substitution. When one excuse collapses, another is introduced in the hope that something sticks.
You can put the phone down as well.
definitely not.
Definitely not.
Not with the way you've been pulling battons out.
You'll be arrested.
What for?
Pardon?
What for?
I've just explained to you. Obstructing police, not allowing me to do my duty, and not allowing me to check whether you've got a driving licence and insurance, which I'm empowered to do with the road traffic law.
Yes, I understand that. I understand that completely.
So then why are you being argumentative?
Because to check my driving licence, you don't need to open my door. I told you I don't have a driving licence on me.
I need you to come and sit in my car.
I'm not going to do that, I'm afraid.
I need to bottom out whether you're drunk or not, or you've had a beer. And I can't do that out here.
I'm sorry, do you have reasonable suspicion?
Yes.
Can you get your phone out recording, mate? Because this guy's very aggressive.
He's got cans in here, and your behaviour. I need to
What, a can of Coke Zero? This man has a can of Coke Zero, and you're saying that I'm drinking because of it?
Any vodka in there or anything, no?
No.
Right, you're in
I'm under arrest, sorry, what for?
Time, suspicion of driving, no insurance, no licence.
Right, get a camera, mate. Here, take that.
If you...
This is where the sergeant fully detaches from reality. He suddenly claims the driver needs to get into a police car so he can check whether he's drunk, despite having zero indicators of impairment. There's no poor driving, no smell of alcohol, no slurred speech, and no unsteadiness. The only thing he points to is cans inside the vehicle, and even that collapses instantly when the driver shows their Coke Zero. That isn't suspicion, it's embarrassment. When that angle fails, the sergeant escalates again, arresting the driver for no insurance and no license without first establishing either. There are no checks completed, no refusal to provide details, and no confirmation of any offense. Just an arrest deployed to regain control of a situation the sergeant has already lost.
You need to calm down.
No, you need to calm down. Do as you're told.
I have done nothing
You've
wrong.
You've turned a simple traffic stop into being arrested.
And you are bending my arm extremely aggressively.
Because I'm detaining you. It's as simple as that. We're allowed to use force. We're allowed to use reasonable force to get somebody detained. Now get out the car and do as you're told.
No, stop pulling that. That's attached inside my arm. I mean, it's attached inside my arm. How much more of a description do you need?
What do you mean attached inside your arm?
It is inside my arm.
Is it?
It's a medical device, mate.
Well, I don't know that, do I? Listen to me, you've got a major attitude.
It's because you're grabbing things out of my arm. I'm telling you, there's something attached in my arm and you're pulling it.
And I want to make the situation safe. This chap in here, I don't know what he's doing. I don't know what you're doing. I'm on my own. I want to go home at the end of the day. It's as simple as that. You're turning a simple traffic stop into an actual robber. You have. You've been non-compliant throughout. Non-compliant throughout. You do not have to say anything, but it may harm your defence if you do not mention when questioned somebody later on in court. You are under arrest at this minute in time, suspicion of driving this car, no insurance, no licence.
When the driver says he's being hurt, the sergeant doesn't reassess or adjust his grip. Instead, he responds, "We are allowed to use force." That isn't an operational decision. It's a declaration. Force in law isn't about what officers are theoretically allowed to do. It's about what is necessary in that specific moment. What pushes this into genuinely dangerous territory is the handling of a medical device. The driver clearly flags it, and rather than avoiding it, the sergeant applies pressure directly onto it while using force. This isn't a fast-moving arrest under threat. It's a controlled environment where the officer consciously chooses not to modify his actions.
What charges did you bring against Jeff Cott?
So in the application for summons, I alleged 4 offences. So the first one was false imprisonment in relation to the way that Jeff Cott had arrested Carl. I also alleged common assault in relation to his use of the baton quite so early into the interaction. And then I alleged 2 public order offences in relation to the statements he was making, his aggression and his tone throughout the incident. Essentially, we had to continue to chase over the space of, I would say, around a year to actually get a decision.
And what was ICRAM's decision?
The decision was effectively that there was not evidence that Jeff Cott had committed any offences.
Jeff Cott was left in limbo for 4 long years, not knowing whether he would be prosecuted or dismissed. Eventually, he resigned from Dorset Police. Ben, in particular, spent weeks preparing the judicial review and the oral arguments, which took a full 90 minutes to present in the High Court. He did us proud. Despite the cost and effort, we both agree it was worth it because it achieved the ultimate goal. Jeff Cott was removed from the force. What Crime Bodge exposes here is where the real battle takes place. Not at the roadside, but in the system that follows. 4 allegations were brought forward: false imprisonment for an arrest with no lawful foundation, common assault for introducing a baton almost immediately, and 2 public order offenses rooted in Cott's aggression and conduct. None of this is abstract. It's all supported by observable behavior. Yet after a year of pursuit, the response comes back: not enough evidence. That alone shows how insulated officers become once a badge is involved. Crime Bodge and the legal team forced the issue forward, not because the system wanted accountability, but because it was dragged there. The judicial review, the High Court hearing, and the 90-minute oral argument weren't theatrics. They were leverage and they worked. Jeff Cott didn't leave policing because the system corrected itself. He left because sustained scrutiny made staying impossible. That distinction matters. Accountability didn't arrive as a verdict. It arrived as pressure. The law didn't remove him. Persistence did. The win here is an officer who demonstrated dangerous. Ego-driven policing is no longer wearing a uniform, but look at the cost to get there. This wasn't justice delivered efficiently. It was justice forced into existence. That's it for today's video. If you enjoyed this episode, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. It really helps support independent coverage. Also, check out Crime Bodge. His channel is linked in the description. Show him some love. Thanks for watching. This is Capital Watch, and I'll see you in the next one.